Hello everyone and welcome back to CBR MTG. I'm Nicholas Fennell. Here today is Lachlan Saunders.
Hello.
Brandon Owen.
Hello.
And Sylvius Leonard.
Hello.
And we're here watching CBR MTG regular Angus Mackay playing Esper Stoneblade against James Caesar on Eldrazi. And I'm pretty sure this is a colourless Eldrazi that James is playing.
Yeah, that's correct.
Normally what he plays.
Yeah, once again with the colourless proxies, so we'll do our best to identify them for you.
Some of them have colour.
Yeah, Angus giving us a perfect example of good proxies, what we expect in his playtest fortnight.
Good playtest card.
Unfortunately, he's also giving us an example of a terrible 7.
Yeah.
And
yes.
just shoving that in the deck.
Yep.
At hand is a big old peach emoji, that's for sure.
Well, what do you really want out of a good opening hand for Esper Stoneblade?
Yeah, honestly, it's a deck I haven't seen play for a long time since
just casting a.
It depends on if he knows James is on Eldrazi, right?
Well,
if you know James is on Eldrazi, you just want a bunch of plows.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And access to basic lands.
Yeah.
Fatal Push is actually okay, but
Ooh.
probably not with a fetch land. I mean, I guess it hits mimics and endless ones.
Yeah,
but
hit that good turn one play.
hit
But
Thought Knots here, dude.
if
If
you
you
get
fetch,
Chalice,
you could
like-
Thought Knots,
If you get Wastelanded here, I don't know if James has got that Soul Read, but or a Wasteland, but that would be nice.
Was Angus greedy? Kept a one-lander?
So I mean, it's like worth noting that this is like Stoneblade. So
That's a city. From
That's a
James.
city.
That is a
That's
city.
a rough land.
That is a rough
Chalice
turn.
But also,
Very
that's
good,
pretty bad for Angus. I know he had a force in hand, but no other blue card seems.
No,
That's
unfortunate.
rough. Yeah, so
Awkward.
Esper Stoneblade instead of Esper Deathblade, so he doesn't have the Deathrite Shamans for like the mana acceleration, get that mana advantage.
I think
get it ahead.
he also kept the hand on the back of a turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic, which I think we're going to see put into play here.
Which, you know, when you're playing a Stoneblade deck, kind of what you want to do turn 2.
Is there a reason here like you fetch basic planes instead of Tundra? You already have a Wasteland target, right?
Well, he's probably worried about getting double Wastelanded. I don't know.
Maybe the white mana in his hand is more important, given that he needs to activate the Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah.
after he
Yeah.
casts it.
You could also be thinking about
True.
Plow in this matchup.
He plays-
access to-
Well, there's a
Yeah.
Chalice on one, right?
Well,
That's
like
true.
you know,
Yeah, no, you make a good point regarding activating Stoneforge Mystic is a big priority.
Yeah.
yeah. The deck does play like 6 basics, so it is designed to be able to play out its basics. So
Yeah, sweet.
Just go
That's
get
good.
him.
Stoneforge lands hard. And what do you get off this? Is he just going to go
Just
straight to the
Batterskull,
Batterskull?
I imagine, like, especially facing down Eldrazi, you just want a big creature. You want that lifelink.
Yeah,
Jitte
exactly.
is not very good.
Well, Jitte is good, but like it's always good in creature combat, which is what this matchup is going
But when
to
his
generate into.
when his hand doesn't, it's pretty light on creatures.
Yeah, sure,
Just getting the more creatures off the equipment
Yeah.
is just slightly better.
definitely.
Attaching a Jitte to a Germ token that's already attached to a Batterskull. It's way better.
Yeah, so I mean, James probably wanting to follow up with like a 4-mana play, like a Thought Knot Seer or something here.
Yeah, ideally.
and then, play the Mud Stompy deck. Like, that's probably a pretty ideal start in this matchup, especially when your opponent is mulled to 6.
Yeah. Play lots of medium-sized dudes.
Yeah, the problem
Yeah.
here leading on the city
City
is just
is-
you put
it's not
yourself
sustainable.
behind. Yeah.
No.
Very
But
sustainable at all.
ideally you want that turn 1 Chalice if you can get it.
Yeah, which I imagine is the reason why he's led on the city here.
Yeah, in this actual particular version of Stoneblade, there are
Ooh, that
just
eye.
a lot of threats. There was like 2 True-Name Nemesis,
And
and like
4.
some Gurmag Anglers, and a bunch of Stoneforge Mystics. So, I mean, he can definitely kind of try to get in there, but especially with James's mana base stumbling like that. Well, I mean, not really stumbling, right? But not being the quickest starts that the deck can have. He can maybe keep up. And
Ooh,
Yeah.
there's a
Good.
yeah. In this match,
Firing off that fatal push.
yeah, Angus mentioned that James realized halfway through that he missed the Chalice trigger, and Angus pointed it out, and James just sort of accepted it, like
Yeah,
let it go
we
through.
do play it kind of sometimes competitive, sometimes regular here. The official rules and enforcement level is regular, so but
I think Angus was willing to let him take it back, but James said,
Yeah.
fair play, I
Yep.
missed it
yep.
in the bin.
yeah, probably wanting to learn his lesson. Can't get away with that too often, or you'll just never.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he
Never pick up
didn't
your game.
doesn't miss another one for the entire...
Yeah, that's the
the
thing
entire
about
night,
Chalice
I'm pretty
Avoid,
sure.
you know, like if you miss one trigger you end up like
Miss 'em all.
never missing another one again, because you just don't want to go through that. It's a heartbreaking experience to watch your opponent's spell resolve.
Exactly. Ideally, you don't want spells to resolve ever.
Especially when it kills your guy. They could have blocked Angus's
for lethal as well.
Angus's 4/4 here. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, Angus's board looking like very good.
Yeah, it's like what 4-turn clock if James doesn't interact.
Yeah, Angus has access to 3 Wastelands in this list, and those could help him get there, because that Mishra's Factory like pretty bad with that Eye of Ugin in play.
Yeah.
That Eye of Ugin.
Just not actually tapping for mana.
Exactly.
Taps for mana sometimes, but not to activate Mishra's Factory.
It is very good friends with Urborg, but
Yeah.
Are we going to see Angus slamming a Jace here? Because that would be absolutely fantastic for him. And he's got access to that 4 mana. Ooh.
It
Okay,
could be.
so-
Ooh, Gurmag
Gurmag
Angler.
Ooh.
Gurmag Angler is actually quite good in this.
It's
Very
kind of
good.
insane, yeah.
Its stats just line up so well with everything Eldrazi is throwing out there.
Yeah, for sure.
If he puts that Batterskull onto it as well.
Yeah,
or-
there's basically nothing James can do about it.
If James puts something in play, then he might be like say he plays like a what's the one I'm looking for, the big 5
Reality Smasher?
Yeah, Reality Smasher. You can block it with like the Batterskull and then just
And then
equip the
equip.
Batterskull
Oh.
with the Gurmag Angler and attack back.
So good. And James scooping up.
James scooping it up though.
Yeah, I guess his mana didn't.
Yeah,
work
in
out
face
for him.
of a Batterskull and a Gurmag Angler, it's pretty hard to beat that.
Pretty scary. Yeah.
Traditionally, these Stompy decks play poorly from behind when they're losing the fair game.
Yeah, you want to just race him out really quick, as fast as you can, just have all your fatties on the board.
Yeah, that fatal push resolving was pretty crucial.
In the end, I'm not sure it was that relevant.
I mean, yeah, sure.
The Gurmag Angler kind of takes care.
Yeah, exactly.
Of,
One
that
swing
situation.
with the Batterskull.
Yeah, I
Just
really
takes
doubt
it
he
away.
has any answers main board to either of those. Besides just being faster. Maybe one of his nut starts with like a bunch of endless ones. Something like that.
That match kind of highlights the kind of awkward nature of the way the mana's configured in these colorless Eldrazi decks, because sometimes you've got a functional hand, but it just doesn't line up that well with what your opponent's doing.
Exactly.
Like you get the acceleration out, but it's not consistent acceleration, right? So you can like accelerate a Chalice and slow down your opponent, but then your draws line up that you have like this Eye of Ugin and this Mistress Factory, and you're like, well, like technically I have like 3 mana, but it's only 3 mana for Eldrazi spells, and like the Eldrazi spells in my hand cost 4 and 5, and I'm just like especially having to lead on the city.
It's also just the texture of Angus's hand, just like having the Stoneforge into the Gurmag Angler. Just neither of those cards care a lot about Chalice of the Void on 1, and sometimes even decks like Stoneblade that are as reliant on their kind of suite of 1-drop interaction and card filtering cards can kind of just get around something as objectively powerful as a Chalice on 1 in this format.
I think Angus bringing in Disenchant for that Chalice as well.
And his Supreme Verdict is definitely coming in.
And Explosives, I think he dropped as well,
Yeah. I have
And
no idea what's going on over James.
I think James brought in some Pithing Needles, Ratchet Bombs. And,
something to deal with the
something
Germ
else,
token and the Stoneforge, I would think.
Yeah, Ratchet Bomb, I assume, to deal with the Germ token. Crack it for 0.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting though. Do you really want to be bringing those kind of cards in against like the control deck when you could just be sort of way
more
more
aggressive?
proactive?
Yeah, I think James is just like examining how he lost that game. He lost that game to Stoneforge Mystic, so his plan involves adapting to that.
Sure.
I mean, Stoneblade isn't a deck we see much of at these Legacy events in Canberra, and
Or in like Legacy in general until
Yeah.
until quite recently again.
Yeah, I remember when Deathrite Shaman came out, the Esper's Deathblade decks is a four color way to adapt, and the more traditional just 3 color Esper Stoneblades. People having a strong desire to combine, Stoneforge Mystic and Brainstorm together,
Yeah.
and also wanting access to black for discard spells and
I think-
Liana, and now more recently Fatal Push.
Yeah. I think the banning of top, people wanting to use their Tundras also
Yeah,
may
definitely,
have contributed somewhat
Yep.
to the resurgence.
100%.
is it? I've heard people say that Miracle's kind of pushed decks like Stoneblade and Deathblade out of the metagame.
Yeah, I would say that could very well be accurate because like it's a very similar thing to what happens in Vintage when you have for example with Gush, like you just have such a powerful draw engine that it's just better to play the most powerful blue-white deck in the format as opposed to trying to play just a weaker version of that deck.
Yeah.
Like I understand the Esper Stoneblade deck is more mid-rangey than the Miracles deck,
benefits.
but like yeah, if you just want to play the best Tundra Brainstorm deck, like Miracles was the obvious choice.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing land still.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that comes back to like why did James bring in Answers to Angus's threats? Because he probably didn't realize that Angus is playing what is considered archetypally a control deck. Just because he saw the aggro starts the deck's capable of, or the more mid-range you plan, it can kind of fall back on. I think Angus definitely taking the right line there in the previous game of just trying to kill James as fast as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
And give me a hand that did that.
And Angus keeping his 7 and James going to 6 on the play.
Leading with the Mistress Factory. Not the most exciting.
It's not a chalice
for the deck, but it's definitely not a chalice. Also, maybe if James had more experience with the Esper Stoneblade deck, he might not have actually led on chalice. Because if you think about it in terms of like the what's in the Stoneblade deck, it's not that important to get chalice on 1 on turn 1.
You might save it for a 2 to
you might just play it on turn 2.
Yeah.
Like it's not crucial that you play a city and play a chalice.
Yeah,
on
true.
And
losing his city seemed to put him behind pretty far.
Because in this matchup against this deck, like the game is going to go for more than 3 turns, so it's more important.
That's a ratchet bomb. Yeah.
It's more important that you have consistent mana development than accelerated mana development.
True.
Because Angus isn't doing anything that would be considered unfair or just like putting James in a situation where he's going to die if he doesn't.
It's interesting that he brainstorms in response to this ratchet bomb. Based on like his hand, maybe he's like looking for information to figure out like whether he needs to respond to it or something. But based on what his hand was, he just like definitely didn't. Right? It was like all reactive spells.
Yeah, I feel like he just doesn't really care.
Well, it's awkward because like if he was looking for something like a spell pierce, like a nice clean answer to it, his mana just doesn't allow him to do it.
No.
He has a disenchant in hand, so maybe just figuring out whether he's gonna like need to cast that or something. But
yeah,
I feel like you don't.
I definitely am never a fan of the end of turn brainstorm, especially with no fetches. Like
or like
it wasn't end of turn; it was in response to a spell.
in response to a spell that you wouldn't like force of will.
Well, he might have been looking for a force. I don't know, but I don't know why you would bother with a.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, to be fair, does this deck play days?
No, this list is not playing days.
Okay.
I think force is the only counterspell.
No,
and
there's
his
one
literal
actual
one actual counterspell.
and some amount of spell pierces, from what I remember playing a little bit of the list that Angus approximated.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why I mentioned spell pierce in response to the ratchet bomb because
with
like
the planes up though, unfortunately, as you said.
Spell Snare is also a card that kind of comes in and out of these decks.
See a Wasteland here from James on the other side. Thorn as well.
Yeah.
Like,
That's pretty good.
I like, I don't know. I like Wastelanding first though.
Yeah.
Playing it second man.
Yeah, just to stop him doing the brainstorm.
yeah.
But you'd probably just do it anyway, right? 'Cause
No, I don't think so. You don't need to brainstorm, right? He feels obliged to brainstorm now because he can't brainstorm.
Yeah, true.
Like,
It also doesn't stop him from brainstorming because he just does it like in response no matter what, or like before he goes to combat.
well, it stops
brainstorm at
him.
all.
Feels like he has to brainstorm.
Yeah.
If I waste you, go to combat. Like
Maybe he doesn't.
maybe he doesn't, and then like
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, and now he doesn't have a 4th land drop. It looks like. I mean, the Wasteland, fortunately for Angus, not going to be able to take out, stop him from actually.
well, it can take him out of.
It can take him off black.
Yeah, black mana.
It can also take him off double
I think I see a
blue.
Leovold in his hand.
Okay, so he does have another land.
Oh,
now.
that's very good.
That definitely would be
It's not.
I think it's
So now he can-
Strix.
No,
Yeah, he has a
something.
Strix
I think
in
it's a
him.
disenchant or something. It's
It's like a gold
It's
card.
I think it's a Painful Truths, a Batterskull.
He's got a Strix on the end there. He's got Batterskull because we know that from the
another
Stoneforge Mystic.
brainstorm.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
think it's
Disenchant.
the Conspiracy Disenchant has that colouring in it.
Yeah, Baleful Strix a great card in this matchup.
So good. So good.
And Angus not cracking his fetch, wanting to draw this other card that he put back. Another Ponder, okay. So, yeah, Matter Reshape is like a pretty awkward one to bother blocking. I guess he gets to put the Batterskull in play and like block it for,
Well, he'll
almost
just
free.
James will just blow the Ratchet Bomb, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
he wants
Has
to
he-
try and disenchant the Ratchet Bomb before he drops the Batterskull, maybe.
Sure.
But then you need an extra mana for that.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Warping Whale.
Exiling the Baleful Strix, taking that line
Oof.
away from Angus. I mean, like, if you think about it, like, if Angus has a 5th land, he can just deploy the Batterskull. James feels obliged to blow the Ratchet Bomb, and he just straps up the Stoneforge Mystic and starts going to town. That's a 5/6, right? That's bigger than anything James can deploy outside of a huge Endless one.
Yeah, true.
He's also out of Warping Whale mana, so you don't get punished for equipping. Yeah, just like have a 5/6 Vigilance lifelink versus James's 3/2 and
Sorry, that was a Snapcaster Mage in his hand, not a Counterspell.
oh,
Snapcaster Mage is kind of...
well, Brainstorm response here is very weird.
Yeah. He could just be
Yeah.
looking for that extra land, maybe.
I mean, I guess he was
Yeah,
like...
but then he can't.
He's
he
played a
can't
land
do
for
the-
turn.
The Batterskull.
Yeah, he played a land for turn and like the Thorns there, so he's got no mana available, so he couldn't force if he found it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but now he has the information. He's going to get to 5 mana, I guess.
yeah. I
But he
suppose.
would have been able to do that on his turn. I feel.
Yeah, exactly. This kind of...
Not
Yeah,
a lot of
okay.
incentive, but now he does get to set up the 1-2 punch of Batterskull, Stoneforge Mystic in the same turn. He's able to disenchant the Ratchet Bomb.
Yep.
He's even able to do it through the Wasteland by just
It's floating mana.
floating mana and disenchanting that Ratchet Bomb and then activating the Stoneforge Mystic. Like,
Do you do that now, or you do it at the end of their turn?
I think you wait until James goes to combat.
Yeah,
If you can
Yeah,
get that, if you can get that
get that-
Mana Reshaper in combat,
Yeah.
it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, just tease it out. Well, he does know that Angus has the disenchant. He just thinks, oh, if he drops it, just Ratchet Bomb it.
Why does he know Angus has the Disenchant?
He doesn't know he has the
Oh,
disenchant.
sorry, I
that's what I'm
thought
saying.
he doesn't.
But he knows he has the Batterskull.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Disenchant
Just
could be
lulled into a
huge-
false sense of
huge,
security with
yeah.
the Ratchet Bomb out.
Huge blowout there. That Wasteland could like set it up for James so that it's not a surprise. Because
Well, no, he can just disenchant the bomb. And then,
No, I mean,
Oh,
he'll
yeah,
have to
then
do
he
it
didn't
before
know
he
that,
attacks.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to attack into
Yeah.
without the knowledge.
Yeah.
But
And I-
obviously, like not knowing that he could have that line available to him. means
Yeah,
maybe
no, he
doesn't
might
have
not
to
even
take that
be
play.
thinking about disenchant as a
Exactly.
meta, right?
Exactly.
Whoever thinks about disenchant.
Old school players, I guess. Oh, James is going to get punished here.
Here we go.
I hope.
Excited.
I mean, like,
This
he
looks
does.
like
He
what
does
was setting
have
up towards, so
maybe Dismember from James's side can stop the Batterskull from just eating the Meta Reshaper. But then again, like, still that equip on that Stoneforge Mystic, just pop it on there and go to town. You know.
And even the Snapcaster Mage left over in his hand, and he'll even get some value out of it with like a Brainstorm too.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty
Yeah.
good.
Oh, actually, this
yeah,
is. Oh no, this doesn't matter. At all.
No,
you
you
just
just
No,
fight
you just
the
fight
mana.
the mana response.
Yeah.
I think Angus
I-
forgot
I-
that for a second.
Yeah. So I think watching this game
Still maybe forgetting.
for a second. Yeah, I think he panicked a little about like, oh, I can't do this. Wait, no,
Yeah,
it's fine.
I mean,
definitely tapped it.
I've definitely been guilty of that before.
Yeah.
Like you kind of get into those like pressure situations.
Where you're like,
Um,
wait, does this work how I think it works? Am I like, you just like second guess yourself.
Like yeah, you
Yeah,
cast
yeah.
a Snapcaster Mage and then immediately cast the spell when you don't need to, for example.
Yeah.
Like you can just wait till I'm turn.
Yeah, just snap that drain in
Yeah.
response, and you can think about it later. You know.
And Angus getting back that full life.
Ooh,
Ooh, Thought Knots is nice.
that's pretty good.
Mm.
You'll be able to cast it this turn. Not that it really matters because there's the threats he cares about are in play, unfortunately.
Exactly.
There's a
You
4/4 in
wanted to
play.
get that before the Batterskull came
Well, I
down.
think we have an endless one there. It's not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Angus can't do anything about it. Force is shut off thanks to Thorn. So
Stoneforge, Snapcaster Mage.
This Gurmag Angler
Yeah,
is huge.
take the angler, right?
bad,
Yeah.
Even
It's just so bad because like, even if you attack, even if Angus attacks with his wow, he can even attack with the Stoneforge Mystic because James
he
can't block
blocks,
it.
then
Yeah,
he
he can
can
fatal push it.
push, yeah.
That's kind of.
I was going to say, if he does opt to block the Batterskull, then, you know, he gets, you know, it just kills the...
It's pretty great.
Kills the Thought-Knot Seer
It's
anyway.
pretty great.
Yeah, kind of zero downside there. Yeah, putting aside the cards he thinks he doesn't care about.
Yeah, they do cost too much mana.
Yeah, you probably just take the big guy.
Yep. But it's pretty bad.
Yeah, especially if Angus is just going to draw another card as soon as Thought-Knot Seer dies.
Yeah, because he has the Fatal Push and the Snapcaster in hand. If he draws another land, like he just kind of doesn't have to do anything because he could, like, if he wants, he can just sort of, I guess, take care of the Thorn with with the Disenchant in the graveyard and the Snapcaster Mage. Otherwise, he can.
Well,
just,
he needs
like,
a fifth
Fatal
mana to
Push
do that,
something.
right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if he draws a
Yeah.
land, yeah. So just casting the other Stoneforge if he has nothing else to do seems sweet.
Yeah.
And keeping up a Fatal Push.
You can get Jitte and just then you have even more advantage versus James's creatures.
Oh man, if you had a second white source, they'd be able to keep back
so
the
good.
Stoneforge Mystic and put it into play immediately.
Yeah. That Tundra Waste end up being very, very relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not able to even cast the Jitte this turn.
Nope.
He still will be able to put it into play and equip it next turn.
So what are like James's realistic outs to this situation? Does he have some of the
God.
some of the larger
All his dust, maybe?
yeah, all
Yeah,
the
okay.
I'm pretty sure he has all of Dusts.
All this dust barely solves the problem though.
No.
The Batterskull is
The
just such a
Batterskull's still
powerful
there.
card when
Yeah,
Angus has a land to activate all of its modes.
yeah.
I mean, it'll be pretty difficult to cast, like bounce and then cast
Through
with
a
the-
Thorn.
Through a Thorn.
Yeah.
But it's more about the fact that he still has a Snapcaster. You can just pop that in play, post all his dust, and
Yeah.
then pop a Batterskull on it, and you've built yourself a
Cast
a
it.
6/5,
Yeah.
which is pretty much bigger than most of the stuff James can play. And if James is blocking with Reality Smashers, then that's just like insane for Angus. It's very,
Yeah,
very
exactly.
different. Yeah, something like an endbringer here. Looks like James didn't see the line of Stoneforge Mystic dying, getting pushed, and he knew about that.
Yep.
That is
Unfortunate.
unfortunate. So Angus is going to draw a card for his efforts, and James is going to go untap with an empty board.
Yeah, it's not looking very good for James right now.
Yeah, getting to trade a redundant Stoneforge Mystic and a Fatal Push for a Thought-Knot Seer and a new card. And
It's
then
just
getting a new
like
card's pretty insane.
so good. And like maybe if as I was saying, maybe James finds an endbringer here, he can cobble together something. But the Jitte is just like
Is that another Ratchet Bomb?
Yeah, Ratchet Bomb. Sort of like it leaves him with the same
Just
problem
sucks.
we
Just sucks.
discussed. Yeah.
it's just like.
Can you
it's
like get it
it's
up to like 5?
No, it's
No.
not realistic.
is
Even
not
even
realistic.
then, Angus can like play around that by just holding up the 3 mana. Like
Yeah.
it's so low,
Yeah, exactly.
so low for him to care about it. Like
Yeah, 3/3 on this one. Yeah.
I think I would have just made a huge. endless
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
guess
Also-
he has
also
no
with-
snap push right.
with
he just
the-
kills it.
With the sure with the Ratchet Bomb though, like that's pretty
Yes,
bad on 0.
it is
Yeah,
very
exactly.
bad, Yeah.
Maybe activating the Ratchet Bomb first, just immediately, and while Angus is tapped out, forcing him to take another turn before he can
Yeah.
actually make that play. And if he doesn't draw a land like this, it would actually push him back 2 turns, which could have actually been huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially.
But with the Snapcaster and the Fatal Push, it doesn't, like, he still doesn't get any more damage in, but he keeps himself alive for more turns. Yeah. Okay. So this is why he didn't see that line, because not understanding.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe he
So
thinks
0,
endless one sees 3,
yeah.
and it seems like Angus is also of that opinion.
Yeah.
But
Should this big 3/3? Can't be 0 mana.
Well,
Okay, so
he's just
yeah.
pushing it.
yeah. I don't think this little misstep from the players here is particularly relevant in terms of the overall impact it'll have on the game.
Yeah, I mean the game's kind of got to the point that Angus needs it to get to, right? James hasn't had an explosive start. He hasn't pushed out like his early big threats or put multiple threats into play, and Angus has been able to 1-for-1 in the whole game.
Mm.
Yeah.
Angus is just leveraging the power that counters bring to you. the late and mid game of just being able to filter define what you need.
Yep, he's got a Strix on top if he wants it. If he doesn't, he can shuffle it away. I think we could see him draw the Strix here and then quick the fetch.
I know the Mishra's Factory is kind of cute. They can team block.
Getting aggressive here, I guess. He's not going to block us.
Yeah, and he's not going to get attacked next turn except for maybe one.
I mean,
which
he
you
can put the
block.
Batterskull on the Stoneforge Mystic, right?
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, you can too.
Which I think would be in his best interest. I was just going to toss it away.
I think Angus is... Yeah.
I don't know.
With that much life to play with, that play seems...
Yeah.
He has a Snapcaster to wear it, he has a Strix to wear it.
And it's done the thing, it's cheated the Batterskull out, but...
Fatal Push also hitting Mishra's Factory where like cards like Abrupt K don't. It's a good removal spell. At 1 mana. So kind of buffed up this deck a bit. Give it a nice like 1 mana answer, like alongside the Swords to Plowshares. Like just extra removal as cheap as possible, so that you can sort of cast it early and protect it with Spell Pierces. Spell Pierce not being good in this matchup.
Nice.
Yeah.
But
apart from maybe on turn 1, but even then.
Yeah, you get lucky.
Yeah.
Even though it's only relevant on the play.
Yeah, Island Pass. Turn 1 Chalice for this.
Still, like... I don't know.
I don't know.
There's not much going on either side here. I guess James can get in another attack or something, but assessing the cards in his hand, deciding whether he needs to do much here. Yeah, and just deciding to attack. Attack for 3 or... Okay, this is... Okay, so yeah, here going for the Fatal Push. Yeah.
Mishra's Factory is so easy to push over. You think it would be difficult to push over an entire building, but...
Nope, you can fatally kick it off a building.
Kick it off a building.
Yep.
Kick it off the roof. See you around, Mishra's Factory.
Didn't want that Baleful Strix that was on top, apparently.
No, he's already drawn that.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I think he just didn't want the next card down. He was like a land or like a pond or something irrelevant.
Yeah. Not...
Oh, okay, so disenchanting the Thorn. And then blocking and losing his Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
I feel like he's played against me enough to
I
know
feel
what
like
that
he
card
should have
does.
known that.
It's fine. He's preserving his life total. It's very difficult for him to really like lose in this scenario. I feel
it doesn't seem that insane after his like. I mean, he has thrown away quite a lot of resources.
Right? He's definitely.
He does have a.
He's trying his best to do it. I guess is the way I would put it.
He does have a draw 3 spell.
That's like a 4 mana draw 3.
No,
3 mana now because he got rid of Thorn.
Oh, right, he got rid of Thorn. Sure, yeah. Sorry.
That's probably why you got rid of the Thorn.
Could be.
Maybe.
Yeah, you get to play the Strix and you get to draw 3 cards.
No,
two cards.
2 cards because he's just tapped his mana.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't have tapped it any other way, right?
Let's play Jitte and equip.
Maybe representing counterspells, stuff like that. Feeling.
I mean, you can still represent Counterspell if you just play the Jitte.
Yeah,
I just want to get the Jitte on the board.
Yeah.
You just
I
want
like that.
It seems like a really good place to just deploy the Thorns out of the picture.
Yeah, if it's in play, then next turn he can assemble Voltron and strap them both up to the Baleful Strix if he hits another land drop, right? So
yeah,
Chalice on 1 being a really bad top deck this late in the game.
Just so bad. Like, it just does nothing.
Because he's already so far behind on board. Maybe if they were
He's cast so many 1 mana spells, how many can he have left?
Yeah, maybe if James had a threat that wasn't
if the board state was was more even.
Oh, we're just balancing the Batterskull? Fair enough, I guess. Yeah. Just being able to redeploy it is super relevant.
You recording?
Yeah.
Nice.
So welcome back to Sasha.
Sasha's back. Yay!
CBR MTG's own Sasha Siaparis has just been on a vacation for what feels like years. She's finally back in the greatest city on earth.
Looking decidedly tanned.
In my long pants and long sleeve shirt and everything because it's cold as fucking Canberra.
We're just watching James and Angus play.
Yeah, James is
in a bad spot.
Yeah. Yep. Now there's James's True-Name Nemesis on Angus's side. And that'll mean it has protection from James and all of his stuff. It's not ideal.
Especially when you have a Jitte, you can or a Batterskull.
Yep. Yeah, it's just real bad.
Yep.
We do have like a 5/5 endless one coming down. It's kind of irrelevant versus Baleful Strix though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not gonna this game is definitely reaching its conclusion.
Yeah. There's really not much James can do. I don't think he has any answers. He's used both his Ratchet Bombs to get rid of germs.
Yeah. Just even like Ratchet Bomb in this scenario just doesn't do anything. Like
No.
you can't get it up to the level you need it to
not
be
quick
in
enough.
time. He is on 15, so he's got a little life, got a lot of life to play with. Now the plow.
Oh. And he remembers his child's trigger this time.
Yep.
You can really see why that kind of reactive board plan out of James is kind of bad against a deck like Angus's, where Angus's cards are just kind of efficient drawing cards or threat section, and they just can't be beaten conventionally. Like, if either of those Ratchet Bombs had been Eldrazi Mimics, the texture of this game would probably be very different, just because they present so much more of a threat to Angus's life total, constraining his resources, forcing Angus on the back foot. Whereas James taking that kind of approach, I want to deal with your stuff, isn't really where the Stompy deck wants to be.
Yeah, no, he wants to be proactive, not reactive. That's Angus's role.
Yeah.
And this is like a classic theme in Magic, like figuring out who's the beatdown. And James is the beatdown, but he seems to think that Angus is the beatdown because of what happened in Game 1. Because there was a turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic, because Batterskull came down on turn 3, and there was such a huge pressure on his life total from like the first turns of the game, he seems to have put himself in the mindset that like, I'm the control deck. Where it's obvious, at least from our side and maybe Angus's side as well, that Angus is the control deck.
It's kind of hard to see that when you're on like the pilot seat, because
Yeah, you see what happened and you make decisions based on that.
How many chalice triggers has James missed?
Only one.
only one.
Ah,
He
that's
missed the
pretty good.
he missed the first one. They had a discussion about it, and no future ones will be missed. I imagine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
For the rest of James's career.
Yep. I've definitely had games with Chalice of the Void where it's been functional for my opponents and not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this Jitte close to just killing the Endless One by itself.
Yeah, 2 counters now?
Yep. Almost there. If James survives that long.
Yeah. Even just like the Batterskull was
Yeah, that Batterskull's coming down next turn, I
yeah,
assume.
and then it's gonna pop on that True-Name Nemesis, I imagine.
Oh, you might as well just have both, right?
Ooh, Thought Not Seer.
That's
That's gonna take that Batterskull away
Poor
from Angus, I
Batterskull.
imagine.
Probably
Yeah,
should've played
it's
it.
a little bit awkward. Yeah, maybe he should have cast it earlier, thinking about Thought Not Seer a bit more. He just has Zealous Plowshares, 2 lands, and a
Forcible,
and a
it's doing
force,
nothing.
and yeah, Batterskull's gonna go away here.
Poor Batterskull. Well, at least next turn he gets to swing with the True Name and kill the Thought Not Seer, draw a card.
Yes, definitely. He could even just pump and hit for 7, right, and put James on 5 and have 2 counters and be threatening lethal next turn.
Yeah, definitely.
Goodbye.
Oh, there is a Stoneforge Mystic there as well. That's it.
That goes
Although we don't believe Angus has any more targets for it, Squire blocks like a champ.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he's definitely able to toss that under the bus with ease. Especially you can do that and leave up Forcible, which isn't that relevant because there's a Cabinet of Souls on James's side of the field. But it could be relevant for something like a Warping Whale or a Dismember or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Although Dismember probably not the best thing to cast, losing 4 life in James's situation.
Look, maybe he'll draw an Urborg as well. Maybe he has that much time.
Yeah,
Who knows?
fair, yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Angus untapping here.
Facing down a True Name with a Jitte is just the most terrifying.
It is
Oh,
the
God.
worst.
Yeah, there's nothing
Oh,
you can
yeah.
do about it hitting you in the face with a big old stick.
Just keeps getting more and more counters.
More
Like,
and more
oh.
stick counters.
It just grows arms to hold all this.
Yeah. Well, it's got like
It's already got a
little,
sword,
like,
doesn't it?
fins.
Yeah,
You could, like,
yeah.
Like
Just
maybe its
duct
fins are
tape
just
into.
made of jits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Angus doing something.
He's fetching and playing Stoneforge Mystic and just double checking his library for any equipment.
Well, you get a free shuffle.
Yeah. Get that good
Shuffle away the bad draws.
Soldier of Fortune action.
Yeah.
James is maybe looking again for like an endbringer, but even endbringer can't stop the True-Name. I feel like he has no answer to True-Name.
I'm pretty sure he has 0 answers.
Other than like a
He might
Ratchet
have
Bomb on
need-
3, which is way too slow.
He only had brought in 2 Ratchet Bombs.
Okay, well they're both gone, so that's not great.
The only thing he has is a Pithing Needle for Jitte, but that's not really doing
That
much
does,
either.
that doesn't achieve a lot.
If all his dust is in his deck, that deals with True-Name, doesn't it? Asks you to sacrifice.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. If he boarded that in, if he has that in his list, all his dust would be quite the beating here. It would I know.
And selecting to draw the card.
Angus has a Forcible, so
Yeah. Oh, just
Squire number 2.
drop it down. Why not?
Don't worry about Forcible. I guess Angus isn't really thinking about all his dust here.
Nope.
It's also kind of interesting that he elected to like remove all the counters to kill the Thought Knot instead of just kill like having his opponent dead on board.
Yes.
Well, that was Lucky's suggestion.
I think Angus was just like, I've got this game locked up. Killing the Thought Knot Seer plays around and all his dust a little bit better.
Yeah.
Even though he tapped out of the Forcible, maybe.
He also didn't need to remove the counters immediately, right? He can do it in response when all his dust, or like even after and all his dust is resolved.
But if you draw another threat, like a Planeswalker or something, you want to immediately deploy it.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. In the end, doesn't really matter. Angus got there.
Yeah,
James
took it
did
out.
not.
Yes, well, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned. Like and subscribe.
Hit that
bell.
notification.
Hit
Hit
that
that bell
bell.
button.
Smash
Yeah,
that
yeah.
motherfucker.
Let's get to 50,000 likes, guys. All right, see you guys.